Hello, welcome to Coffee and Chats. I'm Mikey.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Jonathan.
Jonathan's here to join us for an episode.
Hi guys.
Or two, but
or
you know.
We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get rid of him.
If you guys like me enough.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, like on the... we got 17 views last time. Yeah.
17?
17.
Wow.
From last time I checked anyway.
Oh my
People
goodness.
listen to this?
Apparently. People were still subscribed from when I was doing coin collectors.
Oh,
so
good.
I think
Sneaky.
a couple of
I
them
love
but they were just like people we know though. But
Yeah,
they just
exactly,
happened
yeah.
to like still be
That's
subscribed.
fine. I mean, I haven't listened to it yet, so...
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
No, have I.
Not really have I just kind of listen. I've listened to bits and pieces.
Welcome to Coffee and Chats, the only podcast that we don't listen to.
I did listen to it. I have to edit it, so...
That's fair.
Oh, have you seen that video of 1,000 people playing Learn to Fly by Foo Fighters?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a.
Have you
You've seen
seen
that, Dan?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, 1,000 people. They think they do like a world record, or they just want to try and get. Like,
I think it's a little bit of both.
they want to get Dave Grohl to like come to their town. So what they do is they get 1,000 people, and they all play either a group of guitarists, a group of drummers, and a group of bassists, and a bunch of singers around microphones.
Like
Just-
they're in a field, and
Yeah.
there was lights to keep everyone on beat, and it was just everybody. There's like drones and cameras everywhere, watching this like 1,000 people in a field, all in perfect sync, playing "Learn to Fly" by Foo Fighters.
We talked about Learn to Fly last time as well. Like,
It's a really
good
good
song.
It's a good song. It's worth talking about twice.
yeah. Well, that's our Foo Fighters talk. But no, watch that video, Dan. We'll watch it when the episode's done.
Excellent.
We'll
Now I have something to be excited
we'll
about.
make sure we'll watch that.
For once in your
For
life.
once.
So Jonathan, how does it feel to be in the room of the recording room?
How does it feel to be in the studio?
The studio.
The studio is pretty great. Like we've got the engineer's desk just over here, and the engineering team behind them.
Your phone's going off, Jonathan.
Sorry,
Oh my
sorry.
God.
I'm just, this is so awkward. It's
The producer's shaking his head at us across the glass. He's so angry.
and by the producer we mean the Mac. No, it's cool. Like it's exactly what you would imagine from a first podcast over in Mikey's bedroom, all drinking various different soft drinks. No,
Yeah.
coffee.
I got coffee because for Coffee and Chats,
I don't know.
or C&C for what the cool kids call it. And
I have.
Do we have
Cola.
enough fans to have any cool kids yet? I need to.
we have the coin collectors fans that just seem to like, oh, this isn't coin collectors.
No.
but-
Answer the question.
No, we don't.
Sorry, sir. You're avoiding the.
I
you're
call
avoiding
it that. Okay, I'm the cool kids.
That's fair.
Okay.
But I'm in it, so I can't just call it something.
You have got a lovely cardigan.
I do.
That is a nice cardigan.
It
I mean,
is.
I think you've got probably the nicest clothing, and then I don't know who's going to win here. You have to pick.
Well, see, I kind of like your shirt.
I quite like my
I'm just
shirt
wearing
too.
an old pullover.
Do you know why I got this shirt actually? I was
You can't really. It's really hard to
Okay, so
give reference to the.
Guess. If you get it right, I'll give you a sum of money.
But talking about what clothes you have on in an
well,
audio only show. We'll put up a picture of Dan's shirt or
Yeah,
something.
We'll put up
absolutely.
a picture of how Dan.
If it's on YouTube, if we're on YouTube now, then
He's looking
There you
well.
go, yeah,
He's wearing a striped shirt. It's it's a bit of a polo thing. It's got buttons and a
got
collar.
a bit of a polo thing.
who does it look like? What kind of shirt?
It's kind of like Popeye's shirt. Popeye doesn't have a striped shirt at
No.
all.
Yeah, like a sailor kind of shirt.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's like if I was in the
a pseudo
yeah,
sailor.
exactly.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Okay, why did you get it? I figure it was. Does it have anything to do with your girlfriend?
Kind of, actually, yeah, it's
Okay.
related. So what happened was I was minding my girlfriend's house. More accurately, I was minding her cat. But because of that, I didn't get to go home, and I was at work at the time. So I basically went straight from work to her house, and I couldn't change, so I didn't have any clothes. So I left the house, and I just bought this because I needed something to wear tomorrow. Because everything I had looked and smelled like a cat. Which was...
That cat sheds a lot of hair.
Oh, yeah.
Like, an impressive amount of hair.
Yeah. He's more hair than cat.
Yeah, no, it's really
You
cute.
just keep taking layers off, and it's
Taking it
you
all
can't find
My
them.
dog just you just find his hair everywhere around the house, and it's just you have to. It's just it's only the ground is only hair really if you walk in. So
It's all hair. I haven't seen carpet in years. This is a new carpet. We don't have a carpet.
I kind of miss my cats. Like, since I moved out, like, I go home and just, like, walk into where they sleep. I'm like, oh, kitty, and the cat's just look at me like half bemused and like, what are you doing back?
Why
I'm like,
are you
I
here?"
miss you.
Tell the guys about what our mate Jack said about your cat when he kind of first heard it. Really.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I at the time I only had 2 cats. I have 3 now. So the 2 cats I had were Arnold and Einstein. Now, Einstein is a really he's a bigger, black, loud cat who just yells a lot. It's quite funny. But Arnold he was the runt of the litter, but he grew up to be just this really tough cat that always comes home covered in scratches from fights. But he's got this really raspy meow, like he's been smoking since he was smoking since he was born. But when I say smoking, I mean like smoking Marlboro Reds or these like inhaling cigars. Like he just sounds like he's got such a raspy meow. But what he does when he wants to go out is he sits at the he sits at the door and just looks at people in the house and just meows at them to get let out.
Yeah,
It's not really of a meow though.
No, it's not really a meow. It's more like a.
That peaked.
Sorry for that. Listeners.
Sorry for wearing headphones.
For those of you on the bus, I'm sorry.
But it's really raspy. It's really throaty, and it doesn't sound like a meow at all. There's no meow. There's no like. Meh. It's all. It's like a roar or something. So Jack was over at the house, and I think we're going somewhere, and I must have been, and he was just standing at my front door waiting for me to get my stuff, and Arnold just walks up to the front door, turns his head up, looks at Jack, and just goes. And Jack just turns to me and goes, "Hey dude, I think your cat wants to die. I'm seriously considering granting the request." I was just like, God. He just wants to be let out. He's like, oh, okay. He just opens the door and just walks out to get into another fight.
Just to get into another fight.
Yeah, so that's Jack Clinton's
his 2 cents on
his 2 cents on Arnold.
On Arnold, yeah.
Chain smoking cat.
The chain smoking cat.
No wonder it's chain smoking cat.
Oh, that cat. God bless him.
I feel bad since Yamsy came to the house because Yamsy's an asshole, but they just hate each other. Hate each other so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
Them cats.
That must be difficult to live with someone you don't like.
And if you're a cat, like,
And
I'm
if you're a
pretty
cat,
sure that, like,
they're not good at conflict resolution.
No, they
Like,
don't
cats
really
just-
sit down and sort things out.
cats just hate each other. Don't they?
Yeah.
Well, Arnold and Einstein, they don't like each other, but they don't hate each other.
They like each other as much as cats would like each
Yeah,
other. Yeah.
like they never ever interact. Like,
The deepest sign of friendship.
like I think I once saw them sleeping together, and that was it. Like, they don't interact. They're meant to be brothers, but we think that's bullshit.
They're meant to be.
They're meant to be. What does that mean?
Well, they came.
I have a theory here.
They say that they came from the same litter, but we don't think they did.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're two like it'd be like trying to say that me and Mikey are brothers. Like, okay, yeah, we're both white and human, but that doesn't mean we're brothers. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. No, I wasn't. I didn't realize that it was sort of like you never actually saw that it was the same. I want to say herd, but that's not the right word for
Litter.
it. Litter. Thank you.
litter.
Herd of cats.
A herd of cats. Oh
No,
God.
it's called a scowling.
A scowling.
Yeah.
Really?
It's called a scowling of cats.
I never really. There's a lot of those terms used for different for different groups
Yeah.
of animals.
Collective nouns for animals.
Yeah, like.
Parliament of
Is there
Owls.
another scowling of things? Like, is there?
I don't think so. No.
Well, is it a scowling of specifically house cats?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's a pride of lions.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking
You know?
as well. Like, they have different
But
names.
I think it comes down to the actual animal itself and the history behind it. So it's a murder, like a
Murder of crows, because crows
Yeah.
were considered bad luck.
Yeah, and like crows would come in and eat dead bodies and stuff, I think. Or is that ravens? Or both.
Crows were just really smart birds that made spooky noises and were black.
Oh, fair enough.
And that freaked out people.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, you know how people feel about the blacks.
Wow.
I get it. And thank you very much for listening to.
So how long did we make it? Yep, 10 minutes before we had a racial
10 minutes
slur.
before.
I'm genuinely not sure why, because I don't think that the crows ate like dead bodies any more than any other bird.
Oh, well, I thought
Maybe
they did.
they
They're
might be
scavengers.
They
like.
might be carrion birds, but I don't know. But even still,
I think they are.
I think actually they might be. Yeah, it might be that they're carrion birds specifically, and maybe ravens aren't.
No, I thought ravens were as well. Well, at least that's what Game of Thrones has led me to be.
Well, they might just both be. I mean, they look similar enough that I could understand.
That's a fantasy universe.
Yeah, but it's an animal.
But the animals are the same. Like
yeah.
What?
Okay, well the wolves aren't, but
well, we don't have big ass wolves, but you know, a pack of wolves is a pack of wolves.
that's true. Yeah,
You know,
wolves,
wolves, man.
Wolves.
serious business.
Yeah.
Serious business.
Moving on seamlessly from that.
Anyway,
So-
Dan had a good story about a Mac.
Not quite. I had a good story about the Mac noise.
Oh, yeah.
Because you turned on your Mac, and
And it went like, "Buh," as it always does.
as it does, and I said, "There's a story behind that sound."
And then he was
there
going to
is.
say it, and then I was like, leave it for the podcast.
and
Yeah.
and I'm going to. So as no one will be aware because we've got a very small collection of fans, but this story is stolen wholesale from another podcast called 99% Invisible, which is about kind of elements of design that nobody notices because they're so well designed you don't even realize they're there.
Okay,
So
then just give kind of a Cliff Notes version of it, and then people can listen to it.
yeah,
or
and
something, so.
it's pretty solid. I'd say check it out. It's very different to ours because it's like there's money.
Professional.
There's money involved,
Yeah.
so
Okay,
they're actually
yeah.
they know what they're doing. Unlike
Yeah,
us,
that's
they
fair.
they have real journalists
Well, we'll get
Oh
there.
wow.
that go places and like ask people questions.
Oh
Well,
wow.
We're never gonna do that.
we'll
Don't lie.
get Yeah, but we'll.
Unless we're gonna ask them questions.
Yeah, we can go. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, at least we'll get like another room or something, or we can just hop into the closet. We'll be quieter or something.
What like?
Well, like
the
do a podcast
or-
in the closet.
No, yeah.
That
podcast-
sounds really stuffy. Like Daniel's a tall man.
It's true. We're all large men.
That's true,
Let's be
yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
quite large, man.
If we were all like shrunken down men.
But what's the Cliff Notes anyway? The story of the
so
Mac.
the
then?
story is the noise that the Mac uses is actually the same noise that I think the Apple II computer was shipped with.
Alright.
I think it's from a very early version of the Macs, and what actually happened was they had a team designing all the different aspects of the Apple, and for whatever reason, and this is kind of common amongst software development, sort of sound design was left to one side. People didn't really care as much, but there was one guy who was in charge of all the sound design for the Mac, and he felt like the startup sound was really important. And the reason he felt this way is because he worked with computers and he realized that like one of the most frustrating things that can happen, because he was saying like, what about a worst case scenario? So he was like, what if you're working on something and the Mac crashes and then you lose all your progress, you have to start again and again and again, and like what noise can I make that will never be annoying if you have to listen to it say 90 times in a day due to various software failures?
Yeah.
And so he worked on this sort of gong sound because he wanted to sort of represent like tranquility and peace and sort of almost welcoming and stuff like that, which is where the noise comes from. It's actually the noise that's in the machine. But the really interesting part is that he brought this sound to the guys in charge of designing the Mac, and they were like, no, we don't need it, we already have a sound. And the other sound was awful. It was like and it was
That sounds like like the Windows little jingle done on like a cat.
yeah, or like a transformer noise or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
it wasn't nearly as sort of inviting. It was actually quite harsh. It was quite a harsh sound, and basically he just got told, no, it's fine, we don't need a new sound. And so without actually getting anyone's permission, he just slipped the sound into the build that was shipped. And so it just got shipped with that noise, and everyone was just like, "Oh, this is a great noise. This is really good." And yeah,
Of course, the
And
guys are like, "Oh yeah, those are already."
that was already old.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, and now it's used. I mean, like, because like obviously that's a really old Mac, and you're using I don't know what Macs are
Like an
called.
iMac.
Yeah, it's an iMac. Yeah, you're using an iMac now, and it still has the same noise because that noise is so distinctively Mac. It's part of their brand.
Yeah, we used to
They
have,
actually
we used to have an old like a pretty old Mac and it had the same noise. So
they've actually branded that noise. Did you know?
I can believe that.
Yeah.
There's a very small list of copyrighted noises, and that's actually one of them. One of the other ones is the lion from the movies, the one that yells at you. That one. He's
okay.
also I think he's a registered noise because he's sort of so distinctively part of
that line
that
apparently
studio.
is I think that was filmed in Ireland actually. That lion filming bit.
Really?
I know. I was a long car ride, and I don't know why I bring this up. I even don't know the full story, but it was on the radio, and they're talking about the guy. I think they're talking about the lion, and it was actually brought here to Ireland, or it was an Irish lion from the zoo or something. But it was. I think that part was filmed in Ireland, the MGM thing. So
That's really interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah, I think that's true.
Have
But
you guys seen the old pictures of it?
No.
No.
It's really cool because you'd expect it to be like they actually, it's exactly what it looks like. They filmed a lion behind the giant MGM MGM
Oh,
song.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
because
Okay.
back
I think
then,
it's MGM or MCM or something. Like
I think yeah.
back then they didn't have CGI. They didn't have anything that would actually allow them to put that in post production.
Yeah.
So they painted it and put a line on a stool behind it with a mic. Like it's literally like the hole and then just the space between the hole and the line. There's a mic just off to the side, so it can't be seen by the camera.
Oh,
Oh,
So
okay, interesting.
it is genuine. They filmed the lion roaring and matched up the sound.
And
like,
is it like the urban myth or something that he killed his tamer or something like that line?
probably it's a lion. Like
Yeah, but like right after filming and or something.
Yeah,
Like,
there was a thing that he was put down soon after making that noise because he killed his tamer or something. I've no idea if it's true. I've no clue. But
you know what? We'll research it and talk about it in the next episode.
oh my god, are we
Yeah.
actually gonna do research?
Maybe I don't know.
Wow, are we
Well,
like a learning podcast?
Well, like
what's
we don't want to
research?
have
What's research?
we don't want to have
I'll
two
tell you
episodes
someday when
where
we're
we.
older.
Is research that thing where you quote anything that you have here on the internet?
Yes.
Wonderful.
I'm just gonna read the Wikipedia article and just like go like say that.
I saw a great. It was like if websites were houses from Game of Thrones, and I swear this is gonna be the last Game of Thrones reference. And a few of them was like Facebook. The house motto is "People you hate." Like I love Wikipedia's. It's like time lost, wisdom gained, and I was like, I don't think I've ever heard anything more accurate. Just like yes, that
I'd
is.
say that more for like TV tropes or something like.
You don't gain
Well,
wisdom from TV tropes, do you?
But you
let's
lose
be
a lot
honest.
of time though.
Or like,
Yeah.
I think it was BuzzFeed was like, remember the 90s. Like, it was so perfect. Like,
Only 90s kids remember this.
Oh, I'm so glad I can't remember the 90s. Whenever I watch Buffy, I'm just like, all these shirts are so horrible.
or like, I remember seeing, it was either college, it was a YouTube video, and there was this girl, like, they played like 90s music to these kids, and one of the girls was like, I feel like I should know this. I need to know the music of my people. And they're like, what do you mean? She goes like, well, I'm a 90s kid. And they're like, when were you born? She's like, 21st of December 1999. And they're like, no, 19 days in the 90s. No, go away. Like these are 20-year-olds, like 28-year-olds, all born in the 80s who lived the 90s. Like,
Yeah.
That's always my favorite way of saying no. The entire no, go away. No.
what are you doing?
Okay. Anything else? Quick. We don't want to dead
Oh
air.
god, oh no. I was going to say something about the 90s. I was going to say something else. What do you guys think of the 90s overall? As it
Remember Rugrats?
shut the hell
Rugrats was
Answer
pretty
my-
damn awesome.
Answer my no, like when you if you're like I would love to have like been older and alive in the 90s. What do you think of that statement? Would
No,
you,
I'm
would
okay.
you
Yeah, I'm fine.
would you agree with it?
Like the 90s is good. Like it's got some great music.
It would be cool to like maybe see like a Nirvana show, but that's it.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I see. So you'd like the highlights of the 90s, but you wouldn't actually want to live in the 90s.
Well, like it's on the verge of something amazing. Like the internet was starting up then. You had computers really starting to set in. And yeah, that's cool. That's exciting, and that's why you got like 30-year-olds who remember being on the internet back when it first started, and they remember where you'd set up your own server that people could log into, and it's just chat boards, and it's what the internet started out as.
yeah.
But then when you look at what's happening now, you're like, there's so much going on in technology and culture that now is extremely exciting to be alive. Like 90s was cool, but it just doesn't have the same appeal to me that that's what's going on in the world today.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. I was just wondering because my girlfriend's a really big fan of the 90s, and I don't really get it. I don't like
80s though.
See, the 80s is far enough away where you don't need to care anymore. Like, get your Discman and your Hairspray. Oh no, you're not even Discman. Walkman. You put little cassette tapes, and your Hairspray in any other direction.
Get your fast cars and your cocaine, like
and cocaine and start listening to
in your
Red Hot
high-heeled
Chili
shoes.
Peppers.
No, not Red Hot Chili Peppers.
No, Guns N' Roses. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think Guns N' Roses maybe. I would. Yeah, bands like that.
Yeah, I don't know. The 80s was cool. Yes. I think I'd rather the 70s. You had a lot of funk, and then you had like old like classic rock. Well, to us it's classic, like Led Zeppelin and stuff. They did a lot in the 70s. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's fair.
That's But I'm fine where I am right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm fine.
You like the world today?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Future would be pretty exciting.
The future.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that one.
Where am I? The future.
Wow! Daniel, welcome to the future. It's theoretically a future from like 2 seconds
Oh my
ago.
god, future is now.
Yep.
No,
We are in the future, though. It feels like that.
Guys,
Well, a
we need to
little
go
bit.
back.
we have to go
future.
further. No, I don't know. I mean, that's a very generic statement, but I would be really curious to see where we are in 15 years, for example.
Yeah.
And obviously, I will
Yeah.
hopefully live long enough to see that anyway. But it would be interesting now to sort of know what sort of, you know, what we'll be doing.
Well, it's interesting because on the internet it always like I've seen loads of pictures that are like we're too late to explore the Earth, but too early to explore the universe, and we're in this middle zone where it's meant to be like, you know, 100, 200 years ago they're still exploring the Earth, they're still finding new places. Like 500 years ago is when they started fully colonizing America. And in another 500 years, we could be doing the same thing with star systems, which could be cool.
Or even the moon, just to sort of keep it very close sci-fi.
Oh yeah, it could be as far away as like the other side of the galaxy. It could be as close as Mars.
Yeah.
We don't know. But then apparently ours is to our time we have to explore the human psyche, and now is when we define who we are.
Yeah, there was actually an article I read about that today where a professor in New York is starting up a department. He's starting up a master's course in what's being called, I think, masculine studies, because he thinks it's really interesting how there's a divide in America as to what people think a man should be, and like because I didn't know this actually until today, but you know women's studies courses.
Yeah.
Part of those apparently is actually to sort of understand what the modern role of a woman is. Like sort of establish what it is to be feminine, what it is to be a woman in this day and age. So he's doing a similar thing with masculinity, because he actually did a really interesting sort of he has like a really interesting anecdote where he had a lecture hall and he asked his students, like, what does it mean to be a good man? If I was at your funeral and someone said he was a good man, or it said on your gravestone he was a good man, what does that mean? And people were like, oh, it means, you know, you're caring, you put other people before you, you know, you're considerate, and like you're careful and things like that. Like you're sort of a generous person. And then he asked, all right, what does it mean to be a real man? And the people were like, oh, taking charge, taking risks, you know, not showing fear, not showing weakness, not crying, stuff like that. And he's like, isn't it really interesting that we have these two really different ideas of what a man should be?
Yeah.
But both of those are conceivably are perceived as good things. Like, you know, if being a real man and being a good man are both something you should strive to be, supposedly. Sorry.
Pinocchio wanted to be a real boy.
He did, and I don't know what it means to be a real boy, DC.
All right. Okay.
But so what he's doing is he's basically starting up this course to like, you know, talk about what the modern man is and what it means to be a modern man. So yeah, I mean, I think that really sort of fits.
Yeah, that's
Like that's even a theme in like it's a theme in everything. It's a theme in business and like parenthood and everything of what a man is being redefined. So even you see a lot in a lot of like churches, they're having to redefine what a male's role is in church because it's been changed so much, and now they're not sure what it is. And so I think it's just society these days of like, you know, not to be all like meninist and whatever, but it's like it's changed so much that now we actually need to focus on it and being like, cool, what is being a man?
Yeah, absolutely. No,
What is the role of a man in a home? Is it to
what's the role of
get
a man?
them like food or
what's
bacon on the table?
What's the role of a man in a family life? What's the role of a man in work, etc., etc.? So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I think that the concept that we're in the wrong time period in terms of exploring either outwards or around the Earth is, I think that it's a little bit negative. I mean, certainly we're not going to go far, but we can like lay the groundwork for a sustainable future.
See, that's the idea. That's why everyone says that ours is to explore the human mind, to explore like what society should be, because if we want to be the kind of race that spreads out and good hope and colonizes new worlds with like good people and does something great in the universe, now's the time we need to create that society.
Yeah.
Like the only difference between like us being that like some sort of locust race that goes through and destroys planets, and a race that goes forth and meets other planets, or if there is life, meets like new life out there, is what society we start creating today.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's got big conversation.
This
Yeah,
got
there you
big.
go.
Yeah, this got like
big.
this is big talk. I just been sitting back and just listening to you. I have nothing to really put onto it. So
Well, what do you think? Like, do you feel that, like, what would be
What is now?
what is the final frontier of our time?
I think that we can work towards it, but it's because it seems like really fast. Like technology is just gonna keep getting better and stuff, and we're just like thinking up possibilities for pretty much anything really now. That's what like people just want to keep being like people just want to do everything they can, you know. And like scientists are trying to like figure out everything. So I guess eventually, you know, as billions and billions of years goes on, we can it will be worked upon, and not even just millions of years, I guess, but it's something that might happen, you know. I think. So
Yeah.
that's just kind of like counter to what Dan said, but I didn't really know what I was saying. So
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I was also thinking that even in terms of like, we wouldn't have to be as specific as the human psyche. We could say that this is the time of like perfecting what it is to be human and
Yeah.
humanity, and like, you know, we should strive to sort of make sure that everyone on the planet has clean water and healthcare and education. You know, make sure that everyone has a sort of a good idea of what's going on, access to the internet. And then we could sort of, you know, we could strive towards curing diseases and removing sort of things, and even stuff like, you know, to get sort of sci-fi again, like sort of go into advanced prostheses and things like that, and, you know, so that you don't have people who don't have arms.
yeah, I think that we have a lot of things to cover before we go to space and stuff, and before we kind of branch out. You know, okay, we've been to space, sorry, but go like, you know, moving
More space.
like colonizing to other planets. You know,
Oh,
I think we have a couple of things we gotta do before we leave. You know,
We should be doing all of them, because think of it, like every single leap in technology affects all the technology around it. So the only reason why we have half the recording techniques and stuff we have today is because people are trying to perfect telephones.
yeah,
The only reason why we have like computers is because people are because they're fighting a war and they realize that they need to break some codes.
yeah,
So why not strive for going into space and realize we have space age technology that can interface with, you know, human neurons, and in the same breath make robotic arms with that.
Yeah. I also definitely think that we should look towards, I feel like before you can colonize the moon or Mars or anywhere else, you probably make sort of a, you know, a habitat that orbits Earth, because it's so close that it would actually still be sustainable.
Well, I won't be going to the moon. I'll just be an old man who's just doesn't want to go to the moon. I
Wow.
stay here on this rock that we call Earth.
I'm just saying, guys, every single day we get closer and closer to the original Total Recall. Best film ever. Arnold Schwarzenegger in space on Mars.
I think people have heard of Total Recall, Jonathan.
Any of you listeners who have only seen the Colin Farrell version, you're wrong, and you shouldn't feel wrong.
I forgot about that. Actually.
Yeah, it's probably
forgot
good.
That was a thing.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like the only thing that made it good was Colin Farrell always looking like he didn't really know what was going on. I think that's because that's the way he acts. But Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Colin Farrell burn.
Ooh.
I mean, he's one of our 17 listeners.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
If he is, I'll be surprised. And I more wonder, does he remember me from that one time in Starbucks?
I see him around every once in a while. Like, he doesn't know me, but I just like I
Are you sure
I guess
you see him
I
around, or is it just some Irish guy
Some
with a slight
other
beard? Like,
I saw him once in the cinema. I don't know if any of his movies were in the cinema at the time. No. I don't mean I
I was
was,
like, what?
I wasn't.
Were you watching
I
him?
wasn't watching a movie. As in,
I saw him on the screen.
Whoa, hey guys, look, it's a Hollywood actor, Colin Farrell. I don't get that confused every time I go to a movie. Well, sometimes. But yeah, I saw him. We were waiting for one of our friends at the cinema, and we saw Colin Farrell go by with one of his kids.
Okay.
Oh,
I think they were going to see him.
Well, like, you know, he is a person, so I guess he's able
Yeah.
to like have a life. You know,
Have a-
but it's
have a-
like you can't do that.
Go to a movie with his kids. That's nice.
Yeah, that's
That
a nice
sounds,
thing.
sounds like a pleasant day.
Maybe
Yeah, it
we shouldn't be, even though we have 17 listeners. We don't. I don't think this isn't getting to the press like Colin Farrell out with his kids.
Well, that was also like 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone knows he has kids anyway. Like, yeah. Although I thought he lived in America or something.
he might have moved to America. I mean, he might come back here a lot. You know,
not sure.
like some people just come to Ireland. Sometimes it's kind of quiet, especially if you live in America, for example, because we're not as a people, we're less forward, so we wouldn't bother people as much, and
Yeah.
also it's a much smaller country. It's much quieter,
Yeah.
so it's very easy to sort of lay low for here
But-
for a while.
I remember it's interesting because in Ireland, if you see someone if you see like two tourists taking a photo, and like someone will eventually offer us like, here, do you want me to take it for you? And you know, you just snap it, give it to them, walk away. But in Spain, like I was in Madrid last week, and it was such a different thing. Of we would go up to people as tourists, and we would go to other tourists taking a photo. And we're like, do you want us to take the photo for you? And they're like, no, because like unfortunately in a lot of European countries, it's such a big ploy for your camera to get stolen. But Dublin just doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Dublin really doesn't have that culture of someone taking the camera and just running off.
Gosh, we're just a great place, aren't we?
Yeah, it's
Or even
alright.
pickpockets.
What?
Pickpocketing isn't big in Dublin.
No, it's not.
Not really.
It's not nearly as big as it would
No,
be.
you just get mugged straight
Yeah,
up.
you just straight up like they want. You have to.
We're an honest people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, if they want your money, they tell you.
They'll
Yeah,
let you know.
they will ask, not even ask for it. They just will say, "Give me your money." You know.
Yeah, no.
At least it's very clear. You know?
Yeah, it's
You
clear.
understand-
You know,
you
we're not like we're
not
I'm
just-
surprised because we're not actually a good group of people for communicating. You know, the Irish are not the best for communicating.
No.
Fairness, the government does have to get their money somehow. You know, just mugging people is probably the best way for them to do it. Ooh!
Oh,
Irish
Stuff's
go-
gone political.
oh my
Irish
gosh.
government burn.
Big talk in politics. There
That's
you
gonna be
go.
on the news tomorrow. Like,
Why is everything on the news tomorrow?
What
Who is
news?
listening to this?
Which news?
which news?
There's
Yeah, the Waterford
three
Whisper.
podcast schmoes talk like diss the government.
Diss the government
I-
live. This isn't live.
I have no problem saying that to an actual government official.
I wouldn't say it to any government official. I'd say it to specific government officials. Like, I wouldn't say it to say a member of the Department of Education,
Yeah,
because I'd be like, you're probably just quite a hardworking civil servant.
yeah.
Whereas if it was, say, someone I knew was corrupt, like I don't know,
You're here. You can actually fix my amp.
super corrupt.
Do you have the parts?
No, I don't think so.
Wait, what's wrong with it again?
There's something stuck in there.
Oh yeah, I can fix that. Yeah,
We'll talk about it later.
Sorry.
What's stuck in the amp?
I have a guitar amp right here where I stuck a jack in there, which is just a connector. Like, think of a guitar lead.
I know what a jack is.
Yeah, but think of a guitar lead one.
It's like a bigger headphone cable.
Yeah,
Everyone,
no,
all the listeners, take your headphone cables out, look at it,
Think
and
bigger.
put it back in. Think bigger. And
As you
put it back
unplug,
in, and then,
as you unplug the headphone, lose the instructions and forget what you're doing. That's the most, you would be so bad at this.
wait, forget what they're doing. Like instantly.
Okay, so you're
like they just unplug
okay,
and
so I'm
go.
holding my phone, and you go, everyone listening to this, take out your headphones. I take out my headphones, and I can't hear the podcast anymore. So it doesn't matter what you were going to
It's
say.
just like and there's a lot of people on the bus or something right now, and they're just listening to it, and they just hear like all people in the bus just hear. Now look at the headphone.
So to all the listeners joining us back after they remove their headphones from their phone, it's basically just a bigger headphone jack. It'll
Yeah.
be like inches,
Yeah.
but
But
2 inches long.
There is a little. Think of the little kind of little stub in the top.
Little
The little.
Yeah, the
tip.
kind of slightly separated nib.
Yeah,
that's yeah.
There's a little tip. Some of these actually kind of screw off, and I had this in because I wanted to play music out of my guitar amp, and it was kind of those ones where you connect it. You have to connect that headphone jack, which we talked about, into this, going into the guitar amp, so it plays loud for a big party. But that little nib bit is stuck in my guitar amp now, and and it's a Marshall, so I can't actually take out this part without doing a lot more work.
No,
And
it's
Jonathan knows stuff about that much better than me, so
Yeah.
I did try before. It was years ago.
It's very easy.
Yeah, then we shall do it.
We shall do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it today.
And we will we will
We'll
update you next week.
next podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'll get the update.
It's important.
It is important.
So everyone take bets now. I bet that I will fix it. Who bets that I set on fire?
I'm not going to put money
It's
down
my
on that.
guitar amp. I don't want to like jinx it,
Yeah, I don't want to like put money towards encouraging sabotage of DC's guitar amp. So
Give the video a like if you want it to be fixed, and subscribe if you want it to be burned.
We should put it up as a prize
that
or
would be
something.
so hard to keep
Do
track
both.
of.
If, you know.
Would you be annoyed if
Do
I
both
offered
if
the
you're
amp as a
ambivalent.
prize? Like a random listener will win the amp.
I'd mostly go-
What shall be the prize? My towel.
Well, no, his little hand towel that he
My
keeps
little
by
hand
his
towel
desk.
that I keep.
Or a half-used roll of sellotape. It's really up to you guys.
It's up to you.
Oh, wow.
The choice
power.
is yours.
the power is in their
The
hands.
power is yours.
Um,
No, Domi
well-
would not like that. I have a sword and shield, but that's
No,
fine.
no.
She won that in through skee ball in Bray Bowl.
did
But it was Dave who got it. Dave and Gary got all the tickets for her, friends of ours, and I think Dave might have maybe cheated a bit, but I don't know if the skee ball police would go after us if we say that we cheated because it was the tickets thing.
Skewal police have so much power, DC.
did
They are a corrupt regime.
Did Dave
Yeah.
ever give you the
overlooking
wooden dagger?
Wolfman.
The one dagger,
Yeah.
The wooden dagger.
the one dagger. No, the wooden dagger.
That one
Yeah.
dagger.
No,
Oh. Yeah, he's gonna give you a wooden dagger.
This is what happened. All right. Okay. He got me. He got me. I was meeting up with him after he got back, and he said, "Now this is actually being recorded now, so he will know if he does listen. He probably won't, to be honest with you, but
Aw.
he might. You never know. But he said, "I got you a nice thing, but I'm going to surprise you when Domi gets here."
Oh, I ruined the surprise.
You did ruin the surprise, and it's
Oh.
recorded now. Everybody's
Oh.
gonna know.
Sorry.
Oh,
But I'm
God.
not gonna ruin Domi's half of the surprise.
Okay, but
It's cool though.
Wait, didn't you ruin it by saying it exists?
But he wanted.
Well, he already knew what it is.
You already knew Domi's half of the surprise exists.
I didn't. No.
Did Domi know it existed?
No,
I'm
because
not sure.
Dave said,
You're shitting
"I
all
will
over
give you
everybody
this."
today, Jonathan.
No, I got you and Domi something, and I will give it to you when I see both of you. This is real, like we're just talking about people.
It's
we
very
know now.
personal.
It's very
Yeah.
personal, kind of like.
So let's move back to something more.
Wait,
broad.
anyway, guitar amp will be fixed,
Yeah,
and I will get this.
What were we on
this
before
present.
that?
We're just talking
I
about
can't
like
remember.
life on
Hey.
space or something like.
Hey, flawless segue. Jonathan, what were we playing before the podcast started?
A game that I legitimately cannot remember the name.
That's quite alright. It's called-
Doomtown Reloaded.
Oh shit, I've
Wait,
been
what's it called?
intercepted.
What was it called? It had Reloaded in the name.
Assuming,
did you know that?
direct control.
When was it originally done, and why did it have to be reloaded? What-
Reloaded.
So Doomtown,
Doomtown.
it's called Doomtown Reloaded.
Doom.
a card game? Is it a deck building game or just a card
should
game?
we sing
or-
the Doom song?
You can build a deck, but it's not a traditional deck building game in the sense that what a deck building game means. But it's a card game.
For the layman, it's a card game. Okay.
It's a card game where you and any number of other people each control a gang of rootin' tootin' cowboys, and you fight over the city of Gomorrah, which is a sprawling town in the Wild West. But not everything is as it seems in Gomorrah, because magical stones let you have magic clowns.
Don't worry, Dan is not reading.
Magic clowns. Sorry, what?
Don't worry, Dan is not reading this off like a piece of
No, I'm
paper.
actually
He's
not.
not reading the blurb in the back of the box. He's making this up. It's impressive.
I'm just excited about the game. I
Yeah.
think it's quite cool.
It has a cool mechanics.
Yeah.
Mechanics. So it's interesting to play, but to learn it was
Bit
quite
hard.
long.
You
Yeah.
guys were doing like it was like talking you through a round.
Yeah,
of,
a
like,
single
It
turn.
was actually I want to shout out to the guys who made the game,
shout out.
because literally they're like they set up the decks that you get like in the plastic in the box unopened. They set it up so perfectly that all you need to do is take the deck out and just keep drawing, and it will talk you through exactly what cards you get.
That's
because it's literally they put it down so
Yeah.
perfect, and it's just really well. Like that's
it's
really
a,
intelligent.
It's a really clever idea.
There's an intern who had to go through all that. Like,
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah.
there's like
Oh.
put all these
Poor
decks
intern,
in this
like-
order.
No, they wouldn't do. They probably would do one intern one day.
One intern.
Just
on the,
one intern, yeah.
on the job.
Intern on the job.
What was it? Intern. To be called an intern is the modern day equivalent of slavery.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
whenever we play D&D and like someone sees a squire getting bossed around, we're just like intern on the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah.
Similar premise actually. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, Jonathan. Cause
I did.
I was already pumped about it after, like, I was pumped about it, and then I bought it, and then I was pumped about it, and then I was like, does anyone want to play this with me? And all my friends were like, nah, man. I was like, oh, never mind.
Well, we're gonna play a proper round without being walked through it
Yeah.
after the podcast. So
Yeah, but I actually think that the little guide of, like, here's how you play out of first turn. You know, don't shuffle the decks because they're fixed, so that we'll be able to tell you what's going on. It's a really clever idea, and I really appreciate that. Like, more and more board games are getting better at sort of teaching you how to play, because that's like the last barrier of entry for people who don't play a lot of board games. Is like, you know, you're already at your friend's house, you've already got a beer in your hand, you're already there, you're planning on staying for the night. Like, what you need now is a manual that just tells you what to do really easily, so that you're like, okay, I see, this means this, and that means this. And, like, the only thing I think that maybe Doomtown does that I'm personally not a huge fan of is it uses a lot of its own language.
Yeah,
which
I
I
find
think
that
is
quite confusing at points.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit unfortunate, because I understand why they do it, because it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of, oh, it's in the flavor of the world and everything's a Wild West and everything, but it is a little bit like when someone's like, wait, what does controller noon mean? And you're like, oh, it just means when it's your turn.
Yeah.
You know, and like, and that's fine. And like, that's, you know, it's...
Like, sometimes, especially when you get arguments over, like, whose turn or this rule or that rule, I just think really clear, concise.
Yeah.
Like, I think Settlers of Catan does that quite well, where...
I was going to ask a question of which board games do you guys think will be very good for introducing people who are not really, like, used to kind of the modern board game now.
Well...
But
I'm glad you asked. Oh, never mind.
No.
Sorry.
Well, Jonathan's going to talk about Catan, and then Dan, you can give me all the board games you have in your head right now.
I'm going to literally overwhelm you with my mastery of the...
Excellent. Well, Jonathan, sorry, continue with your...
So, Settlers of Catan, it's... Okay, one, I really like strategy games. I really like games that are heavily set on resources. Because I think it's kind of fun where you're like, okay, I need to get this, this, and this to complete this. And you just have a really clear objective. That's why I like video games like RTSs.
Yeah.
Real-time strategies. So Settlers of Catan, you have a... I know, it's a kind of hexagon shape map with a set amount of tiles. They're all hexagon shape. And you can... Each tile represents one sort of resource. Each tile has a number on it. And every turn, whoever's turn it is, they roll 2 dice, and if that number comes up, you get one of those resources.
Classic strategic board game, really. Like,
yeah, and
it's called the game of our generation. Is that our generation or
that 30-year-olds?
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah.
It's quite old at this stage, I think.
It's the game of their generation, though.
It's somewhere... It's easily 20 years old.
So it'd be the last generation.
Well, sorry, it might only be 10 years old, but it is actually quite an old board game. It's from Germany. Germany's really good at board games.
Oh, yeah.
But like the mechanics are cool where you can build settlements, roads, and cities. You can only build them on certain like you can only build them on the points where 3 tiles come together, and you can't build 2 of them right next to each other, so one road away. So you get a lot of, like, blocking people. You get a lot of mechanics of like you're trying to optimize where your cities are to get the most resources so you can do the most stuff, and it's just a lot of fun because especially you build rivalries so quickly, and then you build friendships so quickly as well. Of like, you could be like, I hate you, and then 2 turns later you're like, you're my best friend. And the rivalries, like, I remember playing 2 games in a row, and after the first game we all like, I just turned to the group, I'm like, cool, so rivalries don't translate through to next game. They're like, oh yeah, of course, because it's a fresh game and you don't know who you're gonna hate this one.
No.
And like, and when you get games like Monopoly, where like you play a game of Monopoly with your friends, and then 10 years later you might talk to that person again and try and build a friendship again, because Monopoly only destroys people.
I was playing a Polish copy of the game, and
Monopoly of
Catan. And it was you have to buy like development cards, which is they're kind of like ability cards you can use, and you have to keep secret to yourself. And then I was like, I'm gonna buy the development card, please, and I did. I picked up the card, and it was just like oh yeah, I don't speak Polish. I just put it down.
The perfect crime.
Yeah, and then like everyone was laughing at me. But Jonathan, Catan is one of a good introductory board game. It's very simple.
It's very
submersive. It's
very simple.
There's a lot of rules and stuff, but like if you just talk through it, it's quite simple.
And the rule book is really well put together. It's alphabetical and it's just really clear on what.
Yeah, and if you play like 2 rounds of Catan, you understand everything
Yeah.
about it. And like, I think one thing I really like about Catan that it does really well is it's one of those games where there's no like mechanic for trading, if that makes sense. Like so, you know, if it's my turn and I'm like, I need wood, and
I got some wood for you.
and you've got wood. Oh, Jonathan. After
You
the
are
pod-
never coming back.
after the podcast. Like
Sorry,
I'm hot for wood right now. You know, when I'm saying that to everyone at the
No,
table.
you love that wheat.
I'm just so hot for weed. I just need it. But and you know, and so obviously I can say to someone, does anyone want to trade wheat? And people can say yes or no, and I can offer up different resources. But I think what's really cool is, like, for example, there's a development card called the Knight. Who moves the robber, and the robber denies players resources. So you could say something like, well, I've got a knight, you know, and if you give me these resources, I won't play the knight on you. And obviously there's no system for me to promise that. It's just a personal guarantee.
Yeah.
But like, you'll do it because you don't want to lose resources or whatever, or maybe you won't because you don't care. You know, but it doesn't, but I like that. I like that there's no system in the way. It's just people talking.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really cool. I think it's super solid when games just like sometimes just get out of the way and let the people talk and they make the game, because something I really, really appreciate as a sentiment is like the most interesting component in any board game is the player. Like that sort of rule. Like you can't make anything more complicated or interesting than a human being. So you just have to let them play each other, because that's where the best board game comes from.
Yeah.
But it's cool when like you're like, okay, yeah, I need like brick or wheat or whatever, and then someone else chimes in and it's like, cool, you know, give me 2 of that, and you can just see the extortion in their eyes. Like, and it's really funny because it's just that moment, like instant tension, like, oh, he wants more than what I got.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
Tell some of the board games I'm done from my earlier question.
So your
time.
earlier question was what games are good for new people? So I think I'd like to start by saying there's an excellent series of videos on a website called Shut Up and Sit Down. There's a series of videos called The Opener, which are literally dedicated to this, the idea of games that you show your friends who don't play games, and they try them, and they're easy, so they like them. So what I would say, the kind of ultimate game to get people who don't play games to play games would be just Werewolf. And I think like because Werewolf's just super solid, and like everyone gets it, everyone understands the point, and most people have already played it in one form or another.
So some kids camps might have done like games like Mafia.
Yeah,
if anyone
Mafia.
here has ever played Mafia, it's just different name for the same thing.
I think originally it was called Mafia. I think Werewolf is the common.
It's called Mafia a lot here in Ireland, or maybe around in like the British Isles kind of area.
The Pale.
Maybe not the Pale, not just the Pale. No, but I think Werewolf is more kind of like an American thing, a Western thing.
Oh, really?
And that's why and like after being introduced to kind of like One Night Open Werewolf, then maybe it's kind of like, because I came from there, so maybe it's just kind of brought itself over. So
it's really interesting. I always assumed that it would be the opposite, that Mafia would be from America.
I'm just guessing that. I don't think it's actually like that.
No, that's fair.
But I realize a lot of people call it Mafia here, so like.
Okay, interesting. Because I would have thought that it would be the opposite, that it would be Mafia in America and werewolves.
Werewolf.
Basically, for
werewolf.
sorry. Really quick, werewolves is just you've got
a number of people around a table.
Yeah.
Let's say 5. 2 of those people are werewolves, and they both know that they're both werewolves, and everyone else is villagers, and villagers don't know who anyone else is. The game was originally designed by a professor in the Soviet Union who wanted to explore the dynamic between an informed minority against an uninformed majority. So the game works as every night the werewolves eat someone, and every day every day everyone votes to lynch one person, trying to lynch the werewolves. But obviously there's very little evidence for anything initially. And there's rules for adding special roles and things like that.
And you gotta just, figure out who's a werewolf, and if you don't get the werewolves, they win. If you do, you win.
Yep.
That's really it. And it's just a solid game.
Yeah, it's just a really simple game about talking and lying and
yelling. So much yelling.
Jesus Christ.
Like, so basically the accusations happen by you have 10 minutes to accuse, vote, and choose someone to die. And in those 10 minutes, it is a group of people sitting around a table. Often they're all adults, but often it's just yelling, finger pointing, and calling people a stupid face.
So much yelling.
Like, so much yelling. It's really funny, though, because we kind of, when you put the time limit on, it's like, okay, guys, we have 2 minutes left. We need to pick someone. And then it becomes gut. It becomes, okay, I don't really like the look of that person right now.
I think the other thing I'd say about a game for new people is there's a really interesting game that's come out recently called Spyfall. It's really cool. Basically, the idea is it's like werewolves in that so you're sitting around a table, everyone gets given a card, and everyone's card will have a location and a role. So it'll say, for example, like casino security guard, right? The only person who won't get that is one person at the table will be given a card that just says spy. And then every round, someone asks someone else a question, like, what do you think of the work here? How do you feel about the uniform? And so you can't give away where you are, because if you give away where you are, the spy wins. But the spy has to answer these questions without knowing where he is or who he's supposed to be.
Okay.
So, like, you're the spy, and I say, and let's say the location is, it doesn't matter what the location is, and I go, oh, how did you get here? And you go, well, I
got a taxi.
I got a taxi. I'm like, you got a taxi to a submarine?
Damn it! I hadn't thought of that.
And that's the thing, because it's like it's like army base, casino,
hospital,
hospital, like school, space station, stuff like you have to be so careful, like train, restaurant, like. Everything. It's unbelievable. So like the locations have so much variety, but the other thing that's really awesome is that the roles make people look like spies. So one example they gave was like it's a school. One person's a teacher, one person's a student, and the teacher says to the student, God, some days I just feel like I really need a drink to get through this. And the student's like, what? Because obviously they're like, what the hell?
That's really funny.
And then, like, obviously they both look like spies because it's like they both acted strangely. But like, yeah, it's a really interesting game. And I think what I like about that versus say werewolves or anything like that, because there's loads of games in the vein of werewolves, is that there's very little like yelling. There's just questions and basically, if you ever think you know who the spy is, you can accuse them. But if you're not currently being accused, you can basically tap out. The spy can at any stage be like, okay, I'm the spy, and they stop. The game stops, and what happens then is they get to make one last guess, and if they guess correctly, they get a point.
And what are they trying to guess?
They're trying to guess the location.
Okay, cool.
So he doesn't know the location. He wants the location. Everyone else wants to figure out who the spy is. How it works is, if everyone at the table successfully accuses the spy, they all get 1 point each. If the spy successfully guesses the location, he gets 4 points.
Okay, and how does like the question? So would I be like, if I would say the spy? And Mikey asked you a question. Would I hear the question and the answer?
Yes. Everyone, yeah. There's no hidden information in that sense. Everyone asks questions.
So yeah, cool.
All right.
I think that's a super interesting game. Yeah.
Mikey, what would be your game of choice?
I wasn't actually thinking.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know about starting out, but like I always love to tell people about Pandemic.
Oh,
no,
the game of never ever won.
Pandemic's really good for new people, actually.
Oh, actually, Pandemic and Forbidden Island.
Forbidden Island.
They're both very similar games. Forbidden Island is kind of like an intro version of Pandemic. Really,
yeah,
is that less difficult one.
Is that the one that Hugh brought around?
Yeah,
that's quite good for new players. That's very simple. Pandemic's really good because people are really used to competitive games.
Yeah.
Like, so Pandemic's really cool because it's cooperative.
Pandemic. The setting is it's okay. So you have a world map in front of you, like various different cities, all connected with little lines, and you can move between the cities. And you have 4 different diseases. Okay, every single turn, 2 cards will be flipped, and a certain disease of that color will be placed onto the map. It's like little cubes. Okay, your job is to cure all 4 diseases and eradicate them all before you run out of a certain own.
Before like you pick up like. There's like a player deck, and you got to keep picking up cards. Each player picks up cards, and you got to basically beat the game before that's done. And
so just to zoom out a little bit, the game is that you each are part of a team of disease-killing badasses. And the disease is everywhere, so you have to go out and shoot people with syringe guns and do research and
build things.
and be Asian Ron Weasley.
Yeah,
everything.
I like to call it like just the hacker, and he just because he's just a guy on a computer, and like people are like, "Can you hack me across the world?" There, yes, because that's his ability. He just moves people around.
I think he's called the operations manager.
No,
the dispatcher.
The
dispatcher.
operations expert is the guy who can build things.
For those of you who have a copy of Pandemic at home, the dispatcher is the guy on the purple card, and I swear to God, Asian Ron Weasley.
Yep,
seriously,
legit.
But yeah, it's just a really like it gets you thinking. Really, it's one of those because it's a very difficult game. So you just really you want to keep playing it, and you just want to keep like how we could approach this and stuff. And there's a lot of, but then again, stuff like that, games like that, kind of really sometimes like zone out a couple of different players where one or two players are like, okay, they plan ahead a lot, but some players.
Yeah, I think
they just kind of want play, and they're like.
Yeah, I think the other issue with Pandemic is, to use the same example, the dispatcher has an ability where he can choose to move other people on his turn, and so you can end up in a scenario where everyone looks at the board and then someone says to you, "Oh, actually, you should spend your turn just moving me."
Yeah,
and you're like, "Oh, you're saying I don't get to do anything."
Yeah,
excellent. And like that's actually a problem that I personally have with Pandemic when I played it, and I mean I'm probably always going to have it. I don't like games where each player. Like sometimes players won't do anything effectively. Like you know, it's all well and good, everyone having fun, but being the group's taxi is not an interesting game. Like, I think that's kind of unfortunate. And I think that's a consequence of Pandemic's design, and it's not a big deal, but I do feel like it's something that like a lot of cooperative games have a problem with, where they don't have a system for saying you get to do something, you get to be the badass, you get to save the day.
The first time we were playing Forbidden Island, which is for people at home, the mechanics, it's very similar to the mechanics of Pandemic, but it's kind of a bit simpler, and it's like you're just guys on an island trying to get treasure, like Indiana Jones kind of thing.
Basically, yeah.
And
the island is flooding.
Yeah, like the kind of diseases are like is the flooding island. You have to like shore it up and stuff. But the first time playing it, I was playing with my girlfriend and our mate Dave, and it was they knew how to play it. So when I first played it, it was very. They were kind of like, "Oh, we're going to do this and this, and Mikey, you should do this and stuff." And games like that, I didn't really feel like I was actually playing. So we kind of came up with a rule where it's like, okay, we're just gonna really we can be cooperative, but we're just gonna like be in charge of ourselves, you know? And maybe not kind of talk over like. Cooperate that much, you know, and just kind of like think of it that way, like okay, I should do this and stuff, you know.
With my track record in Pandemic, where I've played like it's got to be 3 or 4 games at this point, and I've never won.
Yeah,
I wanted to try that.
I've played
I'll try anything. Like
I played like 5 games of Pandemic, and we just keep losing.
It's such a difficult game because you're more worried about like you really need to be curing all 4 diseases within the first 2 turns.
Yeah, and I don't want to look up a good strategy for
it.
I'm just gonna be cheating, you know. I just want to beat it myself.
I'm intent on just finishing that game like fair and square, like with like 4 people and just get done.
We'll play Forbidden Island though. So Dave has it, so we can.
I've played that before. It's good.
Oh yeah, then.
I played it.
Have you played it?
I've played it. Yeah, it's pretty solid.
It's solid.
I think like one sort of way to answer that problem would be to give everyone a sort of hidden objective or personal agenda.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Now, obviously, Pandemic's a bad example because it's like what would your personal objective be? Like, actually, you could do something interesting. Like, you could do sort of like location based. Like, for example, your character is native to Beijing and therefore does not want to see Beijing fall under infection, so spends all his time curing Beijing, and maybe like he gets to win even if everyone else loses because he just wanted to play
like a bit of role playing to it, really,
almost, yeah. But I mean, like, I think something like that would be interesting, just because it would give you a reason to not do what everyone else says, but at the same time it wouldn't give you like deliberately detrimental mechanics.
Yeah,
I don't know. Anyway, it's just literally off the top of my head. But I do think that's a problem with Pandemic in some cooperative games, that you will just
some players will just be completely zoned out, and it's like they're not even being controlled. They're not controlling their players. It's just like other guys.
Exactly.
I always give out to Dave for that, because he gets really into it and he's really intent on winning. And you'll see him. He will, like, a card will be turned and he will instantly go for someone else's cubes to put them on the board. I'm like, Dave, it's their job. Stop. Put your hands away. I almost do the same as well. Like, I'm not innocent in this either.
God bless him. He wants to win like the rest of us, but sometimes he just kind of like Like, maybe you should do this instead. Like, no.
But,
I just, ow.
yeah, no.
Yeah, I just want to do. I think it might go on for a little bit longer because we have Jonathan on the show. So
That's fine.
and also like
well, I personally am a fan of long podcasts, so I don't have any objections.
I think you might let's just keep going for
let's just see what happens.
Yeah, sweet.
Even though this is our only our second episode, we haven't really have a formula yet. So
No,
we're gonna try a new thing.
We don't have a formula at all.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep going.
We're just gonna keep going forever.
So on that, what podcast do you listen to, Daniel?
Oh, so many. I listen to the Shut Up and Sit Down podcast, Daft Souls, Dear Hank and John, 99% Invisible, Serial, BitSocket, Chat Very Good. Let me see if I can think of any more. I think that might be all of them. Yeah, probably all of them. If they're not, then I'll think of them later. But most of them are game podcasts. 99% Invisible isn't, Serial isn't, and Chat Very Good is like a generic podcast, kind of like this one, just sort of everything. But yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts, primarily because they're a great way to do something at work, like listen to something at work that you can kind of it'll just sort of keep you working, keep you doing things, keep you sort of cheerful.
Great to have on the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to kind of listen to them.
Oh, like I'll be the one and only podcast I listen to consistently is the Graveyard Shift, and because like I know one of the guys, it's three guys, like they've all been involved in or are involved in like youth work, like Christian ministry, in one level or another, and they've been doing it so impressively long for Ireland. That's why it's called the Graveyard Shift, because to do that kind of stuff in Ireland is so hard that it's like working the graveyard shift in a retail store. And I know them all on one level or another, and they're just so funny. They're
That's
just
good.
I'll be literally, they once made me burst out laughing in the middle of Tesco and I looked insane.
I don't listen to as much as I would want to, so I think you guys will need to introduce me to a couple of them. So
Yeah, absolutely.
mainly Daniel, because you're the one who knows more than.
So
Oh
many
yeah,
podcasts.
Graveyard Shift is good, but you really need to be like to listen. It's aimed at people in ministry because they have so much experience and tackles a lot of Christian stuff that it's really interesting. But it's not really like, oh yeah, just listen to this for the crack. You're like, actually no, this is something.
You can't really have to like be in the right demographic. For
Yeah, exactly. It's quite unfortunate because it's really funny, and there are three really funny guys. Especially one of them who constantly interrupts, and then he interrupted Scott by telling a really bad joke, and then when Scott tried to get back into the intro, Greg interrupted him again, saying how unfunny that joke was, and Scott flipped his shit, saying, "Cool. So what you're telling me is you interrupted me for a bad joke, and then you again interrupted me again, trying to do the same thing to tell me how bad that joke was."
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
That won like a podcast award
Really?
at the Oscars. I don't know. That one moment.
Like, what was it like? For a while they were top. They're in the top. They're like top #1 religious podcast in Ireland.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, just because like
they're the only ones.
no, because like they just got like a load of listeners for one particular podcast, and they're just milking it for all they could for like 3 weeks.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Perfect.
Maybe someday we'll get them viewers.
I'm gonna level
The
with you.
religious
No, not viewers, the
podcast.
listeners.
I'm gonna level with you. Nah.
No, we could. Well, you guys could. This is like, unless you guys want me back, but you know, like, I think you guys could.
You're all right. If we can't do better.
Who would be your better choice? Anybody.
I'm trying to think of someone.
Random people.
Tim.
We're going to go get Tim on a show. Yeah.
We should get Tim on the
I
show.
want to kind of do like maybe next time we'll just be me and Dan again, and then like next after that a new guest or something.
Yeah.
Or a new
Oh yeah, I remember this. You were talking about this, and then you were saying we could even stagger it by like putting it like, so like, let's say next week we do Tim, and then the week after that we do just me and DC, but then we invert the order in release, and I'm like, no, because then we'd have the dates wrong, we'd reference things that hadn't happened.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so confusing.
You're like, so what you get for Christmas? It's like July.
And as you know from last week, I recently had an intensive surgery.
And the next episode is, so I'm getting surgery.
I'm going in
this
for
week.
surgery this week.
It would be like just really like old references. Like,
Sure,
did you see X-Men 2?
No, so, like the graveyard shift, they'll record like 2 or 3 in the same session. So like you'll like, because you know they do it just by like how they talk in like the second and third one, because they'll be like, oh yeah, so you know that last week, whoa, all the stuff that happened.
I like that.
Yeah, it's funny.
Well, there you go. We'll have more guests, and we'll get Jonathan on again if the comments are demanding it. But
Let's
to be
see,
honest with you, it'll probably just be
tell you what,
Jonathan.
if it has-
the only comment will be Jonathan saying more me.
Yeah.
No. If it's got any more than the number of views of the first episode, then you're in the clear. Otherwise, you're banned. You're barred.
You're barred.
You're barred.
Come on, please like and share, people. Like us on Twitter and Facebook.
Like
Whoa,
if
we have a
if
Twitter. We have a Facebook.
we don't have a Twitter or Facebook. I have a
Oh.
Twitter, and I'll probably just like link it
You
to
have
my
Twitter?
Twitter. I do, yeah.
He has a Twitter.
Do you ever Twitter?
I don't tweet, but I read other people's tweets.
Okay.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
it's handy for that.
I don't have a Twitter. I'm not.
Well,
I'm
if
not
we
that.
get big, then you can get one. So.
Fine.
But as Dan said, no, not happening.
just gonna level with you.
It's not gonna happen.
Not until I unveil my,
Final form.
Yeah, not until I unleash my final form, which of course will level the universe.
Of course.
As we all know. Well, no, I mean, I think the podcast will become more popular when we start doing other things. Although I don't know if we should mention that yet.
Oh yeah, we want to do.
Yeah.
Well,
We have plans.
we have plans to just like throw stuff on the channel. I guess.
We've got Machiavellian schemes, and by Machiavellian schemes I mean regular schemes.
Oh, cool. You are pretty good at scheming.
I'm all right.
I don't know.
I don't like to gloat. It's one of my schemes.
I got ideas. Daniel has ideas. We both have ideas together. Jonathan throws some in there as well sometimes.
Yeah, I like to talk, and I'm pretty sure dinosaurs were in one of my.
Yeah,
ideas.
there is a dinosaur in one of them, so look out for that.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you
Guys, I
should
think-
interview one of the dinosaurs from Jurassic World.
Well, only the Coffee and Chats book readers will get that. So like.
Wait, what?
This is book reading. I was like, okay, what have I missed?
I'm
Like,
thinking a weird, obscure, like Game of Thrones reference or something. I don't know.
Oh,
no, I said I wasn't gonna make any more Game of
Yeah,
Thrones
but
references.
I made the only one. That was the only one I made today. So
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so
Well, we're
yeah.
referencing.
I could reference the internet or something, but I'm not going to.
the internet.
Yeah, the
Well,
internet.
That's the thing. Is that still going?
It'll all blow over soon.
Yeah.
Them
I'll tell you.
internet. I don't think
Back
it's
to
gonna
facts.
last.
That's where it's going.
But yeah, no, we want to put more stuff on the channel. It will happen, and we're gonna have more episodes of this. We might make it, but if we get into more things, these podcasts might be less regular, even though we've only had 2 so far. But, but maybe fortnightly. But if
Yeah, I mean, we'll just see what happens.
yeah, we'll see what goes. But this podcast, like by itself, no, they won't bring in the views. You know.
Yeah, I mean, people don't go to YouTube for podcasts, unfortunately.
They don't. No,
But-
we might try other
Yeah, we'll be
other
trying other
platforms.
formats.
You know,
Yeah,
we're gonna
do
try
it,
them
like,
out. So,
there are other platforms to use.
yeah.
Like,
And if you listen to this on another platform, there you go.
Yay.
Wow,
There you go.
there you
Thank
go.
you very much.
Wow,
Thank you very
Future
much.
is now.
The future is
Wow.
now. Yeah.
It's wow.
And if you're listening
The-
back at this after we became big and famous, why?
Why?
We have better content out right now.
yeah,
is-
yeah.
I would
There's the full motion length film that's gonna come
That's
out
gonna
in
come out.
September.
Yeah, that's true.
September 2020.
2020.
This is it's too weird for me now, guys. Stop. This is like it's too weird to think about. And who knows? It's gonna be really sad if we don't. Like,
more
It's
surprised-
gonna be 7 years in the future, and it's gonna like and we become big and famous. Don't listen to episode. We have better content. Like nothing.
Yeah, but
Like-
2020 is really close. Like that's only 5 years.
But
So it's not like we're gonna.
well, no, because even if we have like 5 years of just podcast, we'd probably get better at podcasting.
that's
Yeah,
true.
sure.
Yeah.
Which is fair. I'd still say to people, if we were doing this like a year from now, if we were doing like weekly podcasts or even fortnightly podcasts, I would say to people, ignore everything from episode 20 backwards.
Yeah.
Start at 21. Please.
But we'll see where we go from there. Obviously, we can't talk for.
You
that
could do
because-
seasons.
Yeah, we can do seasons.
That'd be
Yeah.
very American.
Season 0,
That would
season
be-
1.
YouTube.
Oh, we're gonna call it season 0, and then it's like it doesn't count.
Yeah.
No,
YouTube
that
has
was
like
season 0.
with that like season kind of like system to it, the playlist where it's
Oh, really?
like
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like playlists, and it's just like, oh, this is part of this is like it's usually kind of used for like TV shows, like
Yeah, yeah.
like Channel 4 would have like on demand on YouTube would have like Father Ted season 1, Father Ted season 2, and then
interesting.
you have to watch it from there.
Okay, yeah.
And like you're able to do the same for like your show. So like CNC season 1.
Yeah, we should do that.
I think we'll just say like the second we get like we get to a better room or we get more microphones, it's like season 2 because it's different.
No, season 1. This will be season 0 because then we'll be like, oh no, none of season 0 was canon.
It's not canon.
It's not canon.
How can a podcast be canon?
No, it's not canon. But what about all those times
Surely
you
if
had
it's
Jonathan
part
as
of
a
it-
guest? No, not canon.
Who's Jonathan?
Who's Jonathan?
Johnson's not. Oh, yeah, he's just like we retcon Jonathan out of the CNC
we
universe.
retcon Jonathan and then reintroduce him as a different character. You're like, you can't do this. It's a podcast. Nah, season 0 isn't canon, mate. Don't know what you're talking about.
No, mate.
Hi,
no, mate.
I'm Bonathan Jyford.
Bonathan Jyford.
Yep.
Perfect.
That's my next Dungeons and Dragons character.
Do
Like,
it.
I'm doing it.
Do it.
Whoop, just hit the.
I'll be
microphone there,
Daiki
sorry.
Misi.
Daiko Misi.
No, Daiki Misi.
Daiki Misi. Yeah, I got that a lot. Yeah.
Sounds like it might be offensive.
Oh no, it's gonna be a Goliath woman.
Oh god.
Oh, that is even more. Like you're saying.
And on that
you're-
bombshell.
You're saying it like no, it's not offensive. Like, it's gonna be a like.
I could
you
have
just made it
said
worse.
dwarf or orc, but Goliaths are awesome. Like
They're all.
I play 5e now, so there's not a lot of Goliaths going around.
Are there no Goliaths in 5e?
Not yet, at least.
I don't-
Maybe they're going to introduce.
It's fine. I
them in
don't
more
really care.
expansions.
I just thought I'd ask. I don't
Is
feel.
there?
I don't feel strong.
Ouch. What? You're just like, is there? No. Actually, there isn't. Like, I don't care.
No, I just don't feel.
You led me into the question. You're just like, I don't care.
I don't feel strongly about Goliaths at all.
Yeah.
They're all right.
yeah, I played a Goliath character once.
I feel like they'd be cooler if they were called like half giants. Because they are, or are they not? I can't remember.
I thought they were just
Maybe.
big people.
But that's the thing.
They're kind of like, I guess they're kind of half giant descendants, maybe.
Yeah,
You know,
I think-
in
I
the
think-
same way like Dragonborn are. You know.
Yeah, I get you. Half dragon tons. Well,
God, the humans gotta stop banging things.
That's the Dungeons and Dragons universe, guys. In case you don't know it,
There's
we'll probably
literally-
have an entire episode based on us talking about.
we're almost
D&D,
certainly going to
so-
record ourselves playing D&D at some stage.
At some stage, yeah, as a show, maybe.
Either just
Also,
seven
I
mics
want-
strapped to DC.
Also, spoiler: I'll probably come up with a lot of D&D rated content. So, like, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I need a GM this week, so I only found that out today.
You're good at GM.
Yeah.
Oh, what are
Who
you GMing?
you?
My roommates and then maybe 2 or 3 other people.
Oh shit!
Ah, right.
Yeah, I might ask
That's
one of you
awesome.
guys to join.
Shall we?
I'd love to.
Oh,
Wait,
you need.
when
I
is
thought you
it?
said you need a GM or
No,
you,
no, I need 2 GM.
He needs 2 GM.
Okay, you. Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you need to have with?
I just need players who know what they're doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure.
Like, usual stuff.
Yeah. You. But we can come up with a scenario right now on air.
On
Oh,
air,
oh,
live on air.
Live on air.
I've already figured.
Do you know what I need for outside my bedroom? What a little on.
Oh my god! Yes.
The little like red light that says like live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joining us live from where are we?
I already know it's just gonna be a dungeon crawl, and they're all gonna wake up tied to chairs in like a dark dungeon, and it's just gonna end up that's like some freaky conspiracy.
Yeah.
You know what I'd really love to do? I haven't seen a lot of this, and I'd really like to do it more. I'd love to do more heists with D&D.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I love the heist archetype. I love the heist
What you got to
archetype.
do with a heist though is that you have to have a lot of specifics. Like you got to have the maps perfectly done out.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, here's the map. How are we gonna go with this? Okay, we come in here. You go in here. Karate kick a guy. Pop a wheelie, and then I can just summon angels. Sorry, that's a
You
reference.
karate kick a guy, and then you like crit fail on the,
That's a
on
reference
the karate
to-
kick, and you just like
That's a
flatten
reference
yourself.
The Mitchell and Webb look with the angel summoner
Oh, yeah,
and the BMX kid. Like, I'll come in here, pop a wheelie, or I can just summon angels. Like, oh, all right, you can do that. But next time, don't worry. Next time you can do the BMX stuff. Like, no, but if you're doing a heist mission, you gotta maybe a map specifically laid out. But what do you think, Dan? Like, you were going to say something.
I was going to say you could even, because of the fact that obviously a heist is sort of quick, it's supposed to be sort of swift and stuff. I think you could almost not make it specific. Like, instead of doing a grid, well, obviously I think the grid's mostly. I think the grid is mostly.
So we just rewound there,
just-
and we're gonna start
sorry.
Don't
again.
worry, guys. We rewound the tape there. Like, we have a little we're recording on tape, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, only way to record.
Yeah. Anyway.
In the past.
I thought we were recording on vinyl.
So I think it would be really interesting if, like, instead, because I assume 5th edition doesn't have a grid map, not as much as 4th edition.
Not you can, yeah.
So
you can
I think because of that, you could probably go without, like, yeah, you need a map with the details, but I don't think you need, say, a grid map. You don't need it laid out into squares. You just need an actual, like, architect's plans style thing. But you wouldn't need it to say, like, this corridor is exactly this feet long and this corridor is blah. Or even if you did, you wouldn't need it broken into squares.
Yeah.
You just say, oh, it's 27 feet long by 30 feet long or whatever.
Well, like you could do it really interestingly where it's like most of the, because the actual heist would be quite quick, like going into a base, stealing some stuff and leaving. You could do it quite interestingly where all the weeks before are actually just your characters getting the maps, getting the stuff together.
Yeah,
learning
you just gotta
like,
you just gotta make sure as a DM that something has to happen that like almost like gets in the way of the heist.
Yeah, I mean, like the classic heist movie setup is you get your team, you get your gear, you get your plan, you run the heist. Something goes wrong, and then you have to improvise, and then the getaway, and that's a heist.
Okay.
Like that's the classic. Like, well, I mean, and the only reason I know this is because I went to see Ant-Man recently, and Ant-Man is, it's a Marvel movie, but it's not a superhero movie. It's a heist movie.
Yeah.
Like how Winter Soldier is the idea behind Winter Soldier was that it was basically a 1960s spy thriller with superheroes, which is the reason it's very. Which is the reason it's very different. It's actually one of the reasons it's my favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah, we mentioned it on the last episode.
I think it's great, but yeah,
you should mention every episode.
Ant-Man is the same thing where it's a superhero movie, but it's actually a heist movie with a superhero in it. Yeah. Like the actual movie is all about a heist. It's all about getting your team, getting your gear, getting your plan, learning how to work it, and then running the heist, and then something goes wrong. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And like because I watched that and realized it's supposed to be a heist movie, I realized that that's sort of the structure of the heist movie. So like your game should play like that. It should be like you obviously already have your team in that you have your players, but maybe they need a wheelman, maybe they need a lockpick guy, maybe they need a wizard with summon angels. Maybe they need something. So like maybe
BMX guy.
Yeah, maybe they need a sweet BMX kid. They need something. Or maybe they don't. But then they need gear. So they need like grappling hooks and ladders and ropes and a scroll of invisibility or whatever. They need something. And then they plan their heist and they get their plans and they run them and then they do the heist and then something goes wrong. So the only problem there is that obviously D&D is based on dice rolls. So you have to basically hope that your players fail a roll.
No, you could do like they get like double cross or something.
Well, no. That's what I was going to say because there's this thing where you could either hope that they fail a roll, and then that acts as the something goes wrong in the heist. That which is cool because it means that you didn't even have to do anything; it happened on its own. Or you have to set it up so that even if everything goes to plan, it doesn't, and that can be a little bit, I guess, false. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, you guys did everything you could, but I'm still making this happen because I'm the DM. And I think you'd have to treat that really carefully so that the players don't feel shafted. Like our heist didn't matter because the wizard was always going to betray us, or because the horse was actually a ghost, or because the cart was actually made of turds. I don't know.
Well, it depends.
Like you open up the stuff and it's like a fire magic bomb. Like in a heist film it might be a bomb or something, but it blows up in your face, and like one of your dudes is gone, or or you can just have it like more characters or something who are like more NPCs, and it's like in a way like. Oh no! Like you see Steve running down the road, Steve the ranger, and he runs down, and like one dude finds him, shoots him, like Steve was our guy who was gonna disarm that. And, like then, we have to improvise now, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It could be cool where it's like you have like say a list of NPCs. You have one guy who's like he's the guy who gave you the job and all that. And you have to keep going back to him, being like, cool, what do I need next? And that way you can actually drag out the sessions.
Yeah, I get you.
If you had like a double crosser. You could almost do a thing where like they get approached and they get info that someone might double cross them. So among the players they need to figure out, they need to prepare for what might be coming. Oh, and that could be kind of interesting because it's like it's then at least they're like, okay, well we knew we were going to get double crossed.
Yeah, no, how are we going to? That's actually a really good idea. That's really solid because that also inherently makes the game more intriguing and interesting because like there's this sense of tension. There's like you're talking to the wheelman and you're like he could be the traitor. You're talking to the guy who organized the heist and you're like he could be the traitor. And like the players almost have to keep it in themselves or something. Yeah, I think the only issue would be getting the informations to the players in a like almost in a very reliable sense, in a sense that is like they didn't tell us this just to fuck with us. Because if they wanted to, like sort of like the thing where, if it has to be someone who's like powerful enough that if they wanted to stop you, they would just stop you. Yeah. Like, oh, it was the Wizards College sent an agent. But if they wanted us to not do the heist, they would have just stopped us properly. So the fact that they've told us means that something else is up. which is weird. A nice way to do it might be if one of your characters was a cleric or something, and then like their god or an agent of their god contacted them.
Yeah.
So that
Or
they,
even like I'd even opt in for like the very simple like the guy who's like
oh, the guy who organizes the heist finds out. That's
finds out, and
that's a
then
good
he
idea.
passes on to you because you like
Because if he was going to double cross you, it wouldn't make any sense for him to tell you. Yeah, that's
exactly. So that way, like, okay, cool, we can rely on this guy because he gave us the job, and he's not going to double cross us. But then everybody else who
Yeah,
got
exactly.
him, they're
Steve
all
the Ranger, you've got no trust in him.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like
You're out of the circle of trust.
You have all the players and just Steve the Ranger. I'm like, oh, I wonder who's gonna die. Like, he like a red shirt on him. Like,
yeah, like I'd love to
Gotta
make a
kick
red
me.
shirt NPC.
but what you gotta do is, yeah, it's just like, you know, you got your two main characters and then your red shirt. Like,
Rip.
yeah, rip him. Like what? It's like Steve. Yeah.
Wait,
rip,
what was
man.
it?
But I just want to say quick that when you would want to make a heist film, but you also got to make a game as well, because it still is D&D and it's still going to be a game, and your players are still going to not exactly kind of
Do what you want them
do
to
what
do.
you want them to do. So it's because it's not like they're not characters in a movie or a book; they're just players.
Yeah, absolutely. But like that's what I meant as well, because the failure can come from the players. That's the cool thing about doing a heist D&D game, because the crucial part of the heist is something goes wrong. The heist can never go perfectly. So it's good that the players can both roll poorly or basically act incorrectly.
Yeah.
And both of those things act as the catalyst for the failure.
And they're going to need to, like, you know, prepare stuff that would kind of help their checks. Like, if they're going to do stealth, they're going to want to get, like...
that's true.
And they're going to try and seek out some kind of invisibility cloak.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
they want to, like, go underwater.
You could run this with your friends.
See, no, like I'm just gonna do a dungeon crawl.
Alright,
I'm just
fair
gonna
enough.
do something really simple that gives them a taste for the mechanics.
I'm
But
going to definitely do something like this with my
I would
group
love
now
to-
anyway.
Man,
I'd love to with
please
people who
get me
know how
in
to
as
play.
Steve the Ranger.
Yeah. I will.
Actually, no. I think it would be. I think if you were going to introduce someone else, don't make them Steve the Ranger. Make them be the guy who organizes it.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Because then
so.
they're in the circle of trust.
I
and
think
stuff.
so, yeah.
But
well,
like,
no, like I was thinking the guy who gives them the job is an NPC. So like basically they are the DM's puppet in the game. So the DM is the one who's leading them on in certain different ways, like to get the story going. But it's an NPC.
yeah,
But he's regarded as this like you can actually trust him, like that's clear kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you have to do a lot of setup, but it's
That's a
interesting.
lot. It seems like it would be very cool, though. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but games like that, it is a lot of setup. But
But like that's the thing. I think that one thing that is, I think, understated or underutilized, partly because D&D is, you know, ostentatiously about killing things and leaving. Like, I think that like the fact that D&D can be a platform for every type of movie,
Yeah.
is so fucking cool.
And also, like
I want a murder mystery D&D game so
Oh.
bad. I like envisioned a scenario where you get invited around to a wizard's house for his sort of for some sort of party, a celebration, and he's murdered during the party. But then there's a spell on the house so that basically it constantly rewinds to the point of his murder until his murder is solved.
Okay.
oh, that's
So
so
you're-
even if someone dies in the meantime, they'll come back to life for that.
Yeah,
point?
yeah. So you basically have sort of this thing where you're like you have to play out the you know the 5-hour period after the murder again and again and again and slowly assemble enough information that you can figure out who did it,
That's cool.
which I
like
think
that.
would be interesting.
I really
Anyway,
like that.
now we're just talking about different types of D&D games. Play D&D.
Play.
It's
Yeah.
cool.
Play or
It's
any
cool.
or just RPGs
Yeah,
in
just
general.
absolutely.
Tabletop games.
Play games.
So you want play tabletop RPGs and just tabletop board games.
Basically, don't go outside or have fun. No.
Just
No,
you
do
try,
have fun. Jesus.
Try tabletop anyway, but like
Yeah,
any
absolutely.
kind of tabletop game.
Get your friends, sit inside, get some beers, get a game in the middle, just have some fun.
Yeah, it's good. Shall we?
Yeah, I think
the
so.
podcast?
I think we're getting to a nice end here.
Yeah. We completely failed to go back to the start.
What were we talking about in the start?
I've no fucking clue.
That was an hour and a half ago.
Jesus. I'm never going to get that hour and a
No,
half
we,
back.
we have to make sure you watch that.
Well, you'll have it forever recorded.
Wow, that's...
We
I
ha-
should record everything I do.
That sounds like the worst. That just sounds like the Truman Show. Actually, yeah.
Yeah,
Your life
um,
is the Truman Show.
The Dan.
Then I'd be immortal.
No.
Let me think. What were we talking about at the start?
Foo Fighters.
I think actually you kind
Seriously? Was it Foo Fighters again?
of. I don't know.
Piss.
But what we got to watch now is we promised Dan we'll watch the 1,000 people learn to fly video.
Oh, yeah.
Yep,
So
that's
we're gonna do
that's
we're gonna do
come
that
up
after
next.
this anyway. Anyways, guys, thanks a million for watching, listening. I don't know what you like. Hopefully, you haven't been watching that one picture for
I
like
mean, if
the
you
hour and a
have,
half.
that's your choice.
Good on you, man. Yeah.
Can't take
But
that away
thank
from
you very much for listening to Coffee and Chats. C&C for all the cool kids. Hopefully they'll catch on.
Yeah,
I want that
so.
on a t-shirt at some point.
Okay.
At some point.
We'll all wear them all the time.
Said the man wearing a D20. That's how I roll. T-shirt.
Yeah, man.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, by the way.
No problem.
It was a pleasure to have you.
Depending on the views on the video.
I mean, it was either a pleasure or a curse.
Yeah.
Depending on.
I'm
on the
pretty sure that
hits.
sums up my friendship with both of you people.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But no, it was great. Like, I'll come back eventually.
I have no idea how we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye.
Have a great day.
Have a good one.
Oh yeah, that's a nice idea. We should say have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have a good day.